Let's use NSLookUp to query DNS on the internet. And if you look at your little document, you can see some of the commands we're going to try, and I'm going to comment on them. So NSLookUp has been around for a very long time. It is a Windows command, and on my host I have my command prompt open here. And I can just type NSLookUp. And right now you can see that my default DNS server happens to be this one of this particular address. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a little bit of looking. I'm going to set type equals A. And in fact, let's back up just a bit here. If we just type a question mark and press enter, all I did, I'm just going to add this here so you guys can see this. I just added a question mark, and the question mark is simply asking for help. And you can see all of the help options here. And one of the things we can do is we can say set, and then we can set something. We could set like the type of record we're looking for, or we could set a server name, or we could set other things. So what we're doing here is we're setting a type of record, or rather we're setting a type of record here, the A record. And if we come over here and we look, the A record here is an address record or a host record. So we just want host records. We don't want quad A, which are IPv6. We just want A, which is IPv4. So let's set type A. So that's the kind we're focused on. Set type equals A. Press enter. No acknowledgement, but no error either. And now let's go and query a domain called www.certifiedhacker.com. So we're going to say domain www.certifiedhacker.com here. So we're going to focus on the domain of www.certifiedhacker.com. Now you might say, whoa, www is not a domain name. That's true, but that's just the syntax. So when we say domain in this case, we're talking about within the scope of this name right here. So within the scope of this, let's press enter. And so we can see that the server is this, its address is this, and it is alias to this. What this means is certifiedhacker.com is the name of the server, but it has a CNAME, an alias, also known as www.certifiedhacker.com, because a lot of websites will have many names. They'll have a primary name and an IP address, and then they'll have all sorts of canonical names, CNAMEs. So speaking of that, let's set the type CNAME. Let's look up the aliases, the canonical names, the CNAMEs. Set type equals CNAME. So let's focus on those aliases. And let's find out about www.certifiedhacker.com. And so we can see right here that according to this DNS server available at this IP address, www.certifiedhacker.com has an alias or has another name, certifiedhacker.com. Now let's go the other way. Certifiedhacker.com, and we get even more information here. So we can see that certifiedhacker.com, actually, certifiedhacker.com itself has a primary DNS server called NS1. It's very, very common to name DNS servers NS something for name server something. .bluehost.com, sounds like that's a hosting company maybe. And then there is a mail address, dnsadmin.box5331.bluehost.com. And then we can see that this serial number here is the serial number of a DNS record. If you've ever looked at the start of authority on a DNS server, every time the zone, the database of those records for that particular domain change, this serial number increments, letting the other DNS servers, the secondary servers, know that this is the latest version. And we can see that this thing is supposed to be updated in a day and retry every 2 hours if you can't reach your primary DNS server, your master. Expire this thing in 41 days and 16 hours if you just cannot update at all. And the time to live is 300 seconds, 5 minutes. So this is the default time to live, TTL, for any record in certifiedhacker.com. So now we've gotten some more information. Now let's find out what we can about nameserver1, bluehost.com. Let's set type equals A again, and let's find out about ns1.bluehost.com. Press enter. And so we can find out a little bit more about ns1bluehost.com. We already know that. So this is just some stuff we can do using the built-in Windows command NSLookUp to find out just online about records that are out there. Now, quite honestly, there are website versions of NSLookUp that are far more powerful than this, but it's always handy to have those command line commands. So that is using NSLookUp to query DNS.